Welcome. Section 7.2, rate. So we'll start off with the definition. A rate is a comparison of two different types of values as a fraction. Now that should sound very familiar to you because a ratio is a comparison of two values as a fraction. This is a comparison of two different types of values as a fraction. So, the directions are the same in this first problem. Write each rate as a fraction and simplify. So in this case, there are 66 students for every 12 teachers. Now, we can't cancel the units because students and teachers are essentially different types of units. So what we can do is we can simplify by a factor of 6. So I'm going to have 6 times 11 students and 6 times 2 teachers. We can cancel a factor of 6 divided by 6 is 1, and you get the rate is 11 students for every 2 teachers. And that is the answer. Now, if we were to divide 2 into 11, we would get the unit rate, and that would be 5.5 students per teacher. But that doesn't make sense because you can't have half a student. So here's an instance where we would not be looking at the unit rate. We would just be looking at the fact that there are 11 students for every 2 teachers. However, you can see in the next problem, we are going to be interested in this concept of unit rate. So unit rate is simply when the denominator is 1. So in this instance, it is $23.04 for 9 pounds. I want to know how much is it for 1 pound. So in order to find the unit rate, you're going to have to divide. So I'm going to divide 9 into 23 400ths. My divisor is a whole number, so I'm going to simply put up the decimal and start my division. 9 goes into 23 2 times. 2 times 9 is 18. Subtract and get 5, and then I'm going to bring down the 0. 9 divides 50 5 times because 5 times 9 is 45. Subtract to get 5, bring down the 4. And then finally 9 divides 54 6 times. 9 times 6 is 54, and there is no remainder. Now, we need to write the answer properly. That means you need the units. It is $2.56 per pound. That is one way to write that answer. $2.56 per pound. Another way of writing that answer is to simply write $2.56 per pound. Either way of writing that answer is acceptable, but you need the dollars, you need the per, and you need the pound. In the top answer, the slash mark indicates that it's per pound. Okay. All right, and then finally, the last question here, it says, which is the better buy? 9 ounces for $5.04 or 12 ounces for $6.84. Now, unit price is the cost per unit. Order is important. So let's say over here, cost is $5.04. units are 9 ounces. Whereas over here, the cost is $6.84, and that would be 12 ounces as the units. Now, we can't tell at this point which is the better buy, so we're going to have to divide. So I'm going to divide 9 into 5 4/100ths. I'm going to put up my decimal because my divisor is a whole number. 9 does not go into 5. 9 does go into 55 times. 9 times 5 is 45. Subtract and get 5. Bring down the 4. 9 goes into 54 6 times. 9 times 6 is 54. Now over here, before I even write this as a unit price, I'm going to do my division over here. 12 into 6 and 84/100ths. I'm going to put my decimal up. 12 does not go into 6. 12 goes into 68 5 times. 5 times 12 is 60. Subtract and get 8. Now at this point, I still can't tell which one is the better buy, so I need to keep going. If I were able to tell at that point, I could just tell you which one's the better buy. But I'm going to bring down the 4. 12 goes into 84 7 times with no remainder. So the red one has a unit price of 56 cents per ounce. You can write it this way. Some people like to write 56, this counts for cents per ounce, but I'd be very careful about writing it that way. I think this way is better because once you put the cent sign, you get rid of the decimal and it means something else, so you want to be careful about that. And over here, it is 57 cents per ounce. So which one is the better buy? The first one, 56 cents, is cheaper than 57 cents. So the first one is the better buy at 56 cents per ounce. And once again, you can use the word PER if you prefer to the slash mark. And there we have our section on rates.